tonight's post-match press conference following Austin FC's 0-0 draw with LAFC. We're joined by Austin FC head coach Nico Estévez. You guys all know the drill, so we'll get straight into questions. Phil, we can start with you.
Well, the good news is you get to start a clean sheet streak. Bad news, of course, is that you couldn't break LAFC's. Just wondering, again, the game tonight seemed like it was frustrating and that you couldn't get a goal ultimately. It looked like you had one that got pulled back, but it seemed like the offensive effort was maybe a little bit more there tonight.
First of all, LFC hasn't conceded a goal yet. Then we're playing against the best defensive team in the league. And after coming from 2 defeats that we had, it's not easy mentally, to play against the one of the teams that haven't lose a game, haven't considered a goal, and they come with all their good players, And what I like is we had a lot of control of the game with the ball in the first half. I think they had a lot of problems to win the ball. And from there is how we have to grow on creating more chances. The problem is the more aggressive you are against this team, the more come to you on a counterattack. And they have an amazing way to do counterattacks. And if you don't attack with very good shape and very good control, if you cross for cross and you just shoot for shoot, anything there, they're very strong and they win the balls. And then after, they're very fast players. Having said that, it's an area that we want to keep improving. But comparing the last 2 games, one because we play with 10, and the second half against RSL that we didn't have the ball, that we couldn't create much. I think even at the end of the game, we finished the game pressing them. We finished the game putting the ball in the box with corner kicks, with throw-ins, with crosses, and you could see the fans. Again, it's amazing to play in this environment because any action that you make, anything that you do, it put all the fans with emotional mode, and then this is contagious for the players. It's always it's true that we miss that. They also missed that. They had 1 shot on target in the whole game, and we had, I think, 12 shots, 2 on target, and then it was 1 goal that it was disallowed. I think we were very close to score today, and for me, and after talking with my colleagues from LFC, and we deserve better today. We deserve to win this game, and but I would like to also point the effort of everyone. We saw Mirto Uzuni defending and tracking in counterattacks and helping the team to win the ball to Boanga or to Son. And I think this showed the commitment that he has with the team and with the group. We saw Facundo Torres cramping at the end with Rosales, and they were fighting and they wanted to keep going in the game. I think we saw a very solid team performance, and every individual gave everything. And this should be the standard of how we have to perform. And this is what I told the players. This should be our standard. And from there, believe we have a good roster, a good team, and it's improved certain things. And I think we're going to be really good this year.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about Uzuni in particular because he seemed more involved in this game than in previous matches, particularly in stoppage time. He takes the ball off Boanga. He starts the attack downfield, carries the ball, and then eventually that turns into the Torres chance where Tafari looked like he kind of maybe bumped him off, maybe looked like some contact that could have been called, didn't get called. Just curious about anything different about him this week in terms of just kind of his attitude, his performance, things in practice that manifested in this game.
Well, I think also the game plan that we set up it involved more Ramirez, Facu, and him having more touches, even Rosales, and you could see this also. It elevates the confidence for the player, and it helps the player to feel comfortable about. I said before, even though that we the last game conceded 2 goals, one was an own goal and the other was a shot from really far. And our problems have been more with the ball, like being consistent on keeping the ball, being consistent on being brave and wanting the ball. And I think that the team made a good step forward today.
Profe, vimos un once inicial con doble punta y Facundo jugando en la derecha, Mirto y Ramírez al ataque. En este caso, Mirto y Facundo fueron los que tuvieron que cambiar su posición. ¿Qué le pareció su participación en este nuevo rol?
Bueno, para Mirto tampoco cambiaba tanto porque él podía seguir más arriba y Ramírez sí que queríamos que viniese un poquito más en los pockets entre líneas para recibir el balón. Él lo hace muy bien, tiene un entendimiento muy bueno del juego. Y luego queríamos darle, partiendo desde fuera a Facundo, la capacidad de tener múltiples opciones de pase, ¿no? Para que él pueda combinar, para que pueda hacer. Y creo que juntando a los jugadores, juntando ahí, la verdad que el equipo se siente mucho mejor, ¿no? En lugar de estar tan abierto, más juntitos, más cerca unos de otros que puedan combinar. Y creo que eso le hizo mucho daño a LFC. A partir de ahí creo que dominamos muchas fases del partido. Yo creo que ha habido un momento que he mirado en la primera parte sobre el minuto 20-25 o por ahí, igual me equivoco, pero y teníamos un 68% de posesión y estábamos controlando muy bien el partido. Y contra estos equipos como el LAFC es difícil, ya digo, nadie le ha hecho un gol y ellos te matan al contraataque, ¿no? Pregúntale a Miami y a otros equipos con los que han jugado, ¿no? Por lo tanto, yo creo que es importante que un equipo repleto de sus grandes jugadores y nosotros con bajas importantes, pues hemos sido capaces de competir a un nivel muy alto.
También vimos a LAFC que se presentó con un 4-3-3, teniendo arriba a Boanga, a Sonia, a Martínez. Martínez teniendo un duelo muy interesante con John Bell. Yo quería preguntarle si esto influyó en su decisión para alinear a John Bell en lugar de Viru.
Sí, a ver, mira, por eso lo digo. Creo que el nivel del equipo va a ir a más conforme la gente se vaya recuperando, porque el nivel de competición va a ser altísimo, ¿no? Viro no pudo jugar por sanción y jugó Bell. Bell hizo un buen partido. Y bueno, ahí tuvimos durante la semana un debate muy grande, ¿no? Para decidir quién debía jugar, no solo ahí, sino en alguna otra posición en la que él lo podía hacer bien, ¿no? Por lo tanto, yo creo que cuanto más jugadores estén a un buen nivel, pues mejor para el equipo, porque cada vez que tengamos que jugar, pues van a responder bien.
Probably same question. I guess good performance defensively. What was the key there to kind of containing Bouanga and Son?
Well, I think what we learn against RSL is the moment that we get deep, it is not good for us. One thing, it is good for a little bit, you know. When we have to defend there, I think we do a good job defending deep in crosses in certain situations, but you cannot be defending all the time, you know. And then one of the issues was that sometimes we didn't move up. We were tired, and then we didn't move the lines up. Similar to happened today to LFC, like they couldn't move up, and we were just holding them there. The other thing is having longer possessions. And against RSL in the second half, we didn't have the ball, and these, it make you mentally like get tired because you have to defend again. But today we have longer possession. It was more LFC, the ones that were tired, the ones that were turning to the bench, turning to other places to see we cannot get the ball, you know. And psychologically, we need to understand that we need to be able to dominate the games, because it gets more out of against the opponents that and help us. Now we need to give the next step, that is, okay, from those momentum that we create and dominating the opponent, how we can create more goal scoring opportunities.
Brendan Heinzike, obviously good day from him. I mean, just how key was him on, I think, with stoppage time or maybe late in regulation, just tracking down Son on a one-on-one and preventing that?
I mean, Brendan, and I talked with him this week about when he pushes himself, at the highest level, he can make performances like today. No problem at all for him. And it's something that I learned through my time here with him. And now it's about him believing on that. And I think he saw today that he can do that. And I'm very glad that he did, okay? Because as always, we learn from things that don't go well as a team, as individuals, and then from there is how we can respond, how we can do better. And I think he had a great response and he played a really good game.
You'd indicated on Thursday that Nelson had a back issue, and he didn't even make the 20. So I'm just wondering, is that a precautionary 1 week thing, or is that something where this might kind of linger and continue?
Yeah, what we've learned is is something in his low back that is bothering him, and it's we call a kind of make a spasm in his hamstring. It's like a nerve or something that he makes, and then. He trained Friday normal, but when he has to hit like a high speed or a sprint like 90% or more, is when he's hesitant to do that because something the nerve pinch him, and then he's not able to go through that. Then based on that, and then that he also had a talk with the national team coach about his situation, and he's not going. We decided to use this time that we have now to recover him next week, and he's ready to go the following week.
Okay. And then that Miami game's happening in 2 weeks. Just wondering about the preparations for that. And I know that there's been some talk possibly that the new stadium's not going to be ready yet. I'm just wondering if you have any indications about where that's going to be played, what you're going to prepare for.
Well, I think for me, first, we need to rest. And then we'll have a couple of days to rest because the beginning of the season has been, since the preseason and this beginning has been, really hard, and also for the players and some of the injury guys. And after that, we'll work on improving on as a team and individual next week. And the following week, we will start preparing Miami when we have more information. And I cannot control about the stadium or not. It's something that is more on the front office related, and we'll just wait to see if we play there or not, or whatever happened in this game. But right now we rest, and then we'll come back thinking that we play that game in whatever place they decide.
Profe, el LAFC venía con 4 victorias consecutivas en Liga. Antes del partido, ¿qué tanto les motivaba a cortar esa racha? Y después del partido, ¿qué valor le da ese punto conseguido?
Bueno, yo lo que les he dicho a los jugadores es que esto es el deporte, ¿no? El deporte es que un equipo que viene de ganar todo, seguramente en la mente de todo el mundo, de las probabilidades de ganar o perder este partido estén en que el LAFC gana este partido, pero el deporte es esto, ¿no? El deporte es que podemos cambiar ese pensamiento porque al final los que jugamos somos nosotros, ¿no? Y simplemente tenemos que tener el coraje de jugarlo, ¿no? Y ser valientes con balón, ser valientes sin balón y creer en nosotros mismos, ¿no? Para poder dar el mejor rendimiento posible.
Si tuviera que darle el premio de MVP a alguno de sus jugadores para este partido, ¿a quién se los daría?
Pues yo se lo daría al equipo, porque es lo que les he dicho, ¿no? Queríamos ser el mejor equipo hoy, no pensar en las individualidades, y creo que el equipo hoy mereció una mejor suerte.
You've touched on this a bit, but the first 30 minutes, I think you had over 70% of possession at one point. What would you like to see more to do more with possession? I
think I want to arrive to a point where we are confident enough that those numbers on possession are also related on goal scoring opportunities, you know, and then how we find the balance to be controlling the game, but also creating more chances. And today, I understand the players. We're coming from losing 2 games. We're playing against a team that is top in counter-attacking in the league. And then I could see like them being more cautious in some of the moments. But as soon as we get the confidence and we believe that we can do it, that is coming, because what we saw today, it shows us that we can do against anyone. Then in that moment, I think we'll be ready to score multiple goals, and then the fans can enjoy every single moment, because, as I said before, when you come in and you see that atmosphere that the fans create, and then you see how at the end of the game we were trying and they were all in with us, that creates an amazing connection between the players and the fans, and that it can create something that it help us to win a lot of games here at the Q2.
You seems like you've got a lot of options now at outside back. Seems like, so is that accurate? Because it seems like the duo you started at the end of last year did not start today. So is that a good problem to have as a coach? Then you got a lot of options.
Yeah, think about like right now that we're playing one game every week, but as soon April comes, we're gonna start playing a game every 3 days. And as I said, I think as soon we recover the players, we're going to have a great roster ready to go every game. And we just have to, and also increase the level of the players, because they want to play every game and they want to compete, and they know they have to do well in order that we keep them in the starting 11. But also, as I said, it's coming up a lot of games, and everyone is going to have to be important.
I just got one more here. So Svatak and Izuni, I believe Izuni got called up. I know Svatak did for the European qualifiers happening Thursday, and then they may be playing against each other for a spot in the World Cup. So just wondering if there's anything special that you're saying to those two, and how you think they'll match up against each other if it is indeed Ukraine and Albania in that final.
I was very polite. I said good luck to both, and yeah, very happy for all the players that go with the national team. We're really proud that they can represent their country, and in this case, for those that are fighting to get into the World Cup, it's one is gonna come back happy, or in the other is gonna come back sad, or both sad, because there is another game to play after that.
Good.
You good?
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, as always.